Hey everybody, this is day 8 of our poetry time, and I'm going to start with a poem that you all know as a song that's Walter's particular favorite. Most songs start as a poem, but not all poems become songs. See if you know the name of this poem. I went to the room in the middle of the night. I tiptoed inside and turned on the light. To my dismay, he was nowhere in sight. I'm sure Uncle Walter went waltzing that night. He goes wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, shaggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing. Wah, 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 waltzing. He can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. Mom bought Uncle Walter a new suit to wear. When he comes in, it's covered with hair. And lately I've noticed there's several new tears. I'm sure Uncle Walter has been waltzing with bears. I told Uncle Walter he should be good and do all the things I said he should. But I know he'd rather be off in the woods. I'm afraid that I'll lose him. I'll lose him for good. I begged and I pleaded with Walter to stay and managed to keep him inside for one day. But the bears all barged in and they took him away. Now he's dancing with pandas. I don't understand it, but the bears all demand at least one waltz a day. But last night when the moon rose, we crept down the stairs. He took me to dance where the bears had their lair. We danced in a bear hug with nary a care. It all feels like flying, there is no denying. Now my pajamas are covered with hair. We go wah, 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 waltzing with bears. Raggy bears, saggy bears, baggy bears too. There's nothing on earth Uncle Walter won't do, so he can go waltzing. Wah, 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 waltzing, so he can go waltzing, waltzing with bears. This little book is called Bear in Mind, a book of bear poems. The first one I'm going to read is called The Adventures of Isabel. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry. The bear was ravenous. The bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do, Isabel? Now, I'll eat you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands and she straightened her hair. Then Isabel quietly ate up the bear. This is called The Bear and the Butterfly. The bear and the butterfly had a fight all the day and most of the night. Till at last the bear lay waving his paws and the butterfly lit on one of his jaws. Oh, never struggle and never fight with a butterfly on a moonlit night. This is a bear limerick. And I read you some limericks before where the first, second, and fifth line rhyme and the third and the second one rhyme. A bear went in search of some honey on a day that was golden and sunny. When he reached in a tree, his nose met a bee that gave him a run for his honey. Eight big black bears, 6 feet tall, each one perched on a big rubber ball, balancing on 4 legs, balancing on 2. Clever tricks you'd never think a bear could do. 8 big black bears playing clarinets, balancing on barrows, doing pirouettes, standing on their heads and hopping over chairs. 8 very talented big black bears, by Jack Prelutsky. So some of my poems actually tell me which author it is. The other ones didn't say, but this one is a Jack Prelutsky poem. And one more by Jack Prelutsky called polar bear. The polar bear, by being white, gives up his camouflage at night, and yet without a thought or care he wanders here and meanders there, and gaily treads the icy floes, completely unconcerned with foes, for after dark nobody dares to set out after polar bears. Grandpa Bear's Lullaby by Jane Yolen. Jane Yolen is the author that wrote the book we read a while back called Owl Moon. Grandpa Bear's Lullaby. The night is long, but fur is deep, yet we will be warm in winter sleep. Food is gone, but dreams are sweet, and they will be your winter meat. The cave is dark, but dreams are bright, and they will serve as winter light. Sleep, my little cubs, sleep, by Jane Yolen. Some poems about bears.